the stigma and fear of dementia and dementia residents and dementia units varies vastly with all age groups. Younger people tend to have less fear because it's a long way off if they ever get it, and they're interested in social justice issues. So they read up about it, they educate themselves, and as a result, fear diminishes because of that. With those people that are in their middle-aged, they tend to often not want anything to do with it. Not me, not interested, don't want anything to do with it, don't want a bar of it. And so because of that, because of not having an interest, because of not educating themselves, there's that fear of the unknown. And then, of course, the elderly, well, over 80, into their 90s, half of them have it. So they have, fear and denial because of either having the symptoms or fearful that it will get worse and they'll be institutionalized with it. So this vast range of attitudes in society has a big impact on society. And really, it's education. Fear breeds fear, and education annuls fear. And the more that people get to understand dementia, that really it's memory loss, the person's not sick or unwell or deathly, they can still reason through their intellect, they can still understand, and with help, support and encouragement, they can lead a full life. I mean, this is improving. More studies are coming out. The UN, the United Nations Commission for Disabilities, is making a big effort to shine the spotlight on people institutionalized with dementia. So it is happening at the top level, but it needs to happen from the grassroots up. Not just top down, but the grassroots up. There needs to be this education, understanding and awareness. I actually had a personal experience of stigma and prejudice towards dementia yesterday. That's why I'm a bit hot on the topic today, and I'll share it with you. I don't usually share my personal experiences, but this is very relevant to the topic at hand, stigma and fear. So to outline this to you, I went to the hairdresser yesterday, and my hairdresser is a very open, chatty, gregarious, inclusive man. And he always likes to socialize with the customers, the clients, and also additional to that, he introduces customers to each other. If he's often doing 2 or 3 lots of hair, which he often is, he's very busy, very popular, then he'll introduce each client to each other to, get the conversation going. So this was it yesterday. So the woman next door to me, he said to me, he introduced me to her and said to her, "Oh, Pieta's written 2 books." And she said, "Oh, what on?" She was quite friendly. "What on?" And my hairdresser said, "Dementia." She just completely locked down, shut off, turned her head, faced the other way, never looked at me again. Complete denial, Berlin Wall stuff, And my hairdresser attempted 2 or 3 times, to get the conversation going again in a warm, friendly manner. No, she wouldn't have a bar of it. It was pure and utter prejudice, stigma. I have witnessed this. I have actually witnessed this quite a lot. If you write a book on dementia, it can be quite difficult to get people interested. Funny that. But I'd never sort of witnessed it firsthand, full on like this. And it just made me realize there's this segment in society that's so rigid in their thinking and attitude. These wonderful people with dementia who are, by the way, just like you and me. I mean, how on earth could you be prejudiced towards your own whānau, towards your own family, your own friends and family getting the condition, and probably yourself in the future, chances are, or someone close to you. It's such a close at hand condition that unless we can accept it, deal with it, understand, reason it through, and just learn about it, it's going to create a big thorn in society, which it is really. Those that work with it, friends and family who have it, people that help and care and consider and work so hard to help these people, and then this other side that don't want anything to do with it. Really, it's a limitation on their part, limited attitude, rigid attitude. And in time, hopefully society will change, but only if the media and the press and governmental organisations and councils and builders and architects all take a consideration in this issue. And if society can get on board in the news and the newspaper and the TV and Netflix series and all of these avenues can get on board about dementia, really, it will just tone down this whole fear, prejudice dilemma so that we can work with this community, this wonderful community. And they are a wonderful community. What they have to tolerate is unbelievable, especially when they become institutionalized. We can learn from them in terms of their tolerant capacity, really. It's just remarkable what they have to put up with. That's what I find inspiring, that they can just, keep a smile on their faces and be pleasant with the day-to-day routine that they have to go through. So hard. But anyway, education and information and just a bit of kindness and compassion, isn't it? It's not a big thing, just to be kind to the next door neighbour who has dementia, or going and visiting your friend who has dementia. And then, of course, the elderly people in the retirement villages, they're really not much better, I'm afraid. If you make friends with someone next door, you walk with them daily, say, for 2 or 3 years, and then they get admitted to the dementia unit on site at the retirement village where you're living. Your friend now is no longer living next door to you, but she is now 200 metres away at the dementia unit, which is where I worked at these dementia units. Would not visit. These, no doubt, nice ladies, nice men, no doubt, did not visit. Their newly acquired friend they'd been with for the last 2-3 years would not visit. So partners would, loyal husbands were very good, loyal wives, very good, because they'd come to the retirement village, no doubt with their partner already having dementia, with the understanding that when they were institutionalised with it, they would go and visit daily. So that was all pre-planned. But for new friends, there was such a fear and a denial, because, they were very clear that 50% of the community in a retirement village is going to get dementia, and a large percentage of that will be institutionalised. But the culture of these retirement villages is not inclusive of dementia. They just put it as a little unit, out on the edge of the village complex with reduced facilities. All the rest of the retirement village, independent units have palatial grounds and gardens and waterfalls and all the rest of it. Even the nursing home can enjoy all that. Once in the dementia facility, they'll have a pocket handkerchief of land for 30 people. It's remarkably stringent and restricting and unfair, whatever the vocab is for that. It's just totally unfair. And that people just don't think this through. 30 people living in a complex, and then you've got, where I worked, a little veranda, first floor, that wasn't even as large as a decent dining room for 30 people. You could hardly walk in it. It wasn't a walk, it was a dining room, lounge, veranda. You'd get fresh air and sunshine, but you couldn't walk around in it because it wasn't large enough. So anyway, so many aspects to all this, but we have to at least start step by step. So I've written about all these issues step by step in the Residents' Voice and the Residents' Rise, both from a dementia unit and on Amazon, and my website, pietavalentine.com. So if you're a reader, please read. They're a good read, lots to learn. Please subscribe, and thank you for your comments.